25, 40, run, William, run! He's got blockers in front, 5, touchdown! Joshua Cribbs! Snap back, ball down, kick block! They block the kick!
This is the Oranges, Orange or Browns podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I am your host, Chase Smith, and with me, as always, your Browns insider, Jeremy Powell. Jeremy, we're 5-2. What the heck is going on, man?
Let's freaking go. Hey, you know, I might have been wrong about a lot of things, but I did guarantee a victory this week.
You put that in ink, that's for sure. Also with us, she is your favorite. She's our favorite Emmy-nominated digital content producer at News Channel 5, Camryn Justice. Camryn, did you ever think you'd see the Browns at 5-2?
Not in my wildest dreams, but here we are.
Unbelievable. Let's get things started with 5 hot minutes with Jeremy Powell. Jeremy, go.
So, Chase, guys, you know, what's funny is I did guarantee a victory. I did think the Browns were going to go in there to win today. Obviously, I didn't think it was going to go, 5 lead changes in the fourth quarter and require a Herculean effort by Baker Mayfield. But I will say this. We have been talking all season that the time would come when Baker Mayfield would have to step up and single-handedly win us a game, and he did it today. And he did it in the perfect circumstance to possibly salvage his season, his career, his future contract with the Browns. He did it in a week where he was under intense scrutiny from the national media, from local fans, from me after the first 5 plays of the game. I'll admit it. I texted Chase that Baker Mayfield was not good 5 passes into the game. And then all he did was reel off 21 straight completions, 5 touchdowns. I know he's had some of his best games of his career against Cincinnati, but I think this is different. I think this is going to be a springboard into Baker Mayfield becoming the quarterback that we all thought he could be. I think the team now believes in him more than ever. I think he believes it more than ever. He talked in the post-game press conference about how the people that really mattered to him made him feel really good this week about himself, and all that factored into how he played today. I love it. Next thing I want to get to, our boy, Rashard Higgins. We have been puzzled for years why Rashard Higgins cannot get on the field more, why Hollywood cannot get on the field. Every time Hollywood gets on the field, things happen. It's just what it is. He has a nose for the ball. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. He just catches the ball and makes plays. The catch he made today that put them in the position to score the winning touchdown was an incredible catch, incredible play. Hollywood Higgins just makes plays. And sometimes that's just what it is. Sometimes a guy can just make plays when it counts. He may not be the biggest. He may not be the fastest. It's just an incredible thing. And, Hollywood's an easy guy to root for. He comes off so good. He had after the game, they asked him about coming up and coming off the bench and making plays. And he said, hey, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. He said that's his motto. He stays ready so he doesn't have to get ready. So when he can come in and make plays. So Hollywood Higgins, hats off to you. Hats off to Baker Mayfield. Browns are 5-2. We talked about this last week. Browns are 5-2 and set up to make the playoffs. Get ready, because the Browns are going to make the playoffs. Yes, we have to fix the defense, but guess what? When you have a franchise quarterback who is confident in the NFL, that's how teams are built. That's how franchises are built. And I'm ready to say at this moment, after today, I don't care if it was against the Bengals. I don't care who it was Baker Mayfield is back. Browns have their franchise quarterback. We're going to the playoffs. Let's go, Chase. Let's go, Cammy.
Camryn, I want to get to you here in a few moments. Jeremy, will we see Baker bring out the drum solo in the next Browns?
Oh, I hope so. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll come out and say it. I secured tickets for the rest of the season. I paid an absolute fortune today, over what I normally even pay. So I will be there every game, and I will be waiting to see Baker break out the drum solo, because I think Baker Mayfield, I don't know if you caught the video in the locker room of his dance, his drip there. It was absolutely fantastic. Yes, I think the Baker is back, and we are ready, baby.
Camryn, Jeremy mentioned this is a springboard for Baker, springboard for Stefanski. Did he kind of discover something here?
I absolutely think so. I mean, yeah, Baker Mayfield had a pretty rough week last week, but we talked about that. We talked about how good of a team he played. And Baker Mayfield came out today and showed that he is the quarterback that the Browns need. Not only the game manager quarterback that everyone wants to call him, but he can be the quarterback, that gunslinging quarterback that comes down to the wire and gets you that win. It doesn't matter that it was over the Bengals, because it was a hard-fought game. And it comes down to no timeouts, no timeouts, and you're going to
What a-
take that
unbelievable.
ball and you're going to drive it down the field, and then you're going to get into field goal range, but that's not going to be good enough for you. That's not going to be good enough for you. He said, screw
Yep.
that. Let's win this. And he did it. I mean, that's the kind of confidence you need in your quarterback, and the ability to do it, and the ability to make that drive down, get that touchdown, take that lead. That's what you've been looking for. So that's it. Every quarterback's going to have these rough patches, especially one like Baker Mayfield, who is still growing in this system and still getting to know Kevin Stefanski. But the fact that you see moments of greatness like this, like we saw today, that's what you need to know moving forward, that he can be that guy. So at this point, there is no question that Baker Mayfield is talented enough to bring this team into success and give this team victory. Now it's just, can he do it consistently? And can the Browns utilize him in a way that best fits the system, best fits him, and makes this happen all the time?
Baker moved to 8th all-time Browns most winningest quarterbacks. 36 games, 17 wins. He just passed Derek Anderson, who had 16 wins. Next up, Tim Couch with 22, Mike Phipps with 24. Guys he can
Chase.
catch this season. Yes, Jeremy.
Let me say this. And the fact that he hit whatever it was, 21 passes in a row, 23 out of 24, the only one being a spike. Think about all that has to go right for that to happen in a game, especially when you're behind. So you know you're going to be slinging the rock around, right? It's not like, they got a lead and he's just throwing a dump pass here or there. He had to come back. He had to push the ball vertical. Think about all that has to happen. You have to have great protection, which he did. You got to get in that. I mean, the announcers talked about it, but you could see He was not breathed on for a while there. There was nobody near him. Mm-hmm. But you got to have players make plays. You got to throw perfect passes. Like I said, you're pushing the ball downfield. It's almost unfathomable that you were able to hit under all those circumstances. You're able to hit that many passes in a row, and then your only incompletion be to kill the clock. Absolutely incredible. Just incredible.
This wasn't Baker's best yardage day. By far his best win as a Brown. This is going to be on many highlight reels. I mean, Burrow too. But when you watch the game, we seemed like the better team. We had better defensive plays. Team Money Mitch dropped you can't get an easier interception than that.
And we wouldn't even be talking about any of this if he got that, because that would have been the game right there.
That would have been it would have sealed it.
Yep. But we looked like the better team. Burrow is just incredible, and he's going to be a thorn in our side, I think, for many years to come. But this is, I've been on Stefanski a lot for play calling, being suspect with some careless calls. I thought he called an incredible game. He made the right adjustments. I thought we outcoached the Bengals, which I feel like happens every week if you're Cincinnati fans. I don't know what that says about you all. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the year.
Okay. Remember Chase, we said it. Josh Cribbs said it. They made a shirt out of it. The "we almost always almost win" line. Yeah. That's becoming the Bengals. Did you see the Bengals have, like, in the last 2 years, I think it's now 15 games of one score less, and they're 1-13-1 in those 15 games. They're turning into the "we almost always almost win" team.
And it's nice to know that there are other teams with the quarterback list, the Broncos, the Washington football team, that all of a sudden we are modeling consistency. And you saw the tweets, you saw the stats, how many coaches Baker had, how many games it took him to get to 17 wins, and how many other quarterbacks it took us to get to 17 wins. So I was really, really in a bad place last week. That game of the Steelers, I just feel like they beat me up to, and it was not fun, and I did not like it, and it was the worst. This was a great game to get it back, Camryn. This was a great game to get the team back on track. I am feeling better.
Did we get you back from the ledge?
Yes. I am back from the ledge. It took a Herculean effort on a handful of players we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But what just an incredible game. Huge. That's a divisional game too, and obviously, so it's a win that counts as 2 wins if you look at that. And it really does almost, Jeremy, is it too much to say it? I don't want to say it like secures a playoff berth, because that's
but
early. But
it sets you up. Yep. We talked about it last week. The Raiders have some issues going on with inside the organization. They got beat up on today. They come to town next week. That's always a tough, thing to travel across the country to come here to play. It's going to be a little bit chilly, although the weather looks pretty good. Then you have your bye. Then the Texans, who lost again today, they're 1-6 on the year so far. A mess over there. You have a bunch Jaguars. You just have a Philadelphia Eagles. You still got both New York teams.
You always played the Texans.
True, but we'll see. But just to think about the fact that we have very, very winnable games. I think I heard someone say today we only have 3 games against teams over 500 left now, maybe 2 because the Raiders are actually 500 now. So I mean, the Steelers and the Ravens might be the only 500 teams we play. So I mean, in 5-2 at this point, if we go 6-2 into the bye, nobody could have really. I mean, we predicted it, but we're overly optimistic. But no one realistically, like Camryn said last week, no one realistically thought we were going to be 6-2 and 12-4. But it doesn't even look crazy now. 11-5 doesn't even look remotely crazy with the schedule. But we got to go one at a time. We're going to start getting healthy. Look, we're going to get Wyatt Teller back. I would bet they'll sit him out next week precautionary, then comes back after the bye. Nick Chubb, there's a chance he comes back to Philadelphia, maybe the Houston game. We're going to get healthy here too, on top of it. Now we got to wait and see about Odell. We're going to get Austin Hooper back though. Our tight end room all of a sudden looks fantastic after today. Harrison Bryant looks like the next Zach Ertz, and Njoku makes an incredible catch in the end zone. I know I'm overly optimistic on Harrison Bryant, but you know that I've loved him.
I love him.
That is not overly optimistic. That is a very astute observation.
I love Harrison Bryant. Chase will verify. I've been talking about him since before the draft. Yeah. I couldn't believe when the Browns actually drafted him. I almost fell off the couch because they never take the guy I want, and that's who I wanted there. And they took him, and I almost fell off the couch. So yeah, it's shaping up to where if we can, it probably doesn't look good for OBJ. But other than that, the team is going to get healthy. And the schedule shapes up nicely. And we honestly could be talking about a playoff game. I'm pumped. I'm jacked. I'm not going to lie.
A home playoff game, Jeremy. What?
Oh, don't even. Oh, my gosh.
One home game.
I'm shaking. I'm shaking. For a home game.
Camryn,
I'll shell out a bunch more money. I'll shell it out.
You do start looking at the schedule, and you start looking about, man, if we don't have to rush Chubb back. Last year, the Titans, they had a really healthy, fresh Henry going into November, December, January, and they rode him all the way to almost a Super Bowl. And so, not saying that we could be this year's Titans, but could we be this year's Titans, Camryn? I mean, we don't have to rush Chubb back.
No, but I think that you also don't hold him back any longer than what he wants to. Once he's healthy, like once he's good to go, because he's itching to get back out there, and he wants that bad. He wants to get as many rushing yards as he possibly can. I know that it's, it took away the chance for him to have the rushing title, and he really wanted that. And now he wants to prove if he's not going to get it, he's going to prove that he could have gotten it in these next games and the games that he was out. So I think, it would be a good thing the longer he rests, the healthier he gets for that stretch. If it comes down to it, if you get that playoff push and you could make it deeper into the playoffs, so it would be amazing. And it'd be great to have a fresh and healthy Nick Chubb at his peak, but you also have to consider, getting to that point, because the goal is getting there. And the goal is also, you have to make sure your players are happy too. And I think he's the kind of player that football is everything to him. So I think it would hurt him a lot more to sit on the sidelines, a healthy scratch, than to just play in the game. And I don't think that even a not so fresh Nick Chubb is still elite. Like, you're not going to stop him if he plays one or two more games. That's not going to affect his body.
Well, Baker is the story on this Sunday night, and we're going to take a quick break and come back with the game recap and silver linings here in a bit.
Hello, Brooks here with the Books with Brooks monthly book club podcast. We read one book a month, and then we talk about it. Books like Stephen King's The Shining or Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. If you're on the hunt for book recommendations and enjoy sparkling conversation, come read along with us and then listen in.
I'm Dennis Maniloff, co-host along with the roadman Kenny Rhoda of the Next Man Up podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. Roadman and I do a deep dive into Browns, Indians, Cavs, Ohio State, and anything else that's on the sports fan's mind.
Hey, it's JD from the Hyman Podcast. Using a narrative storytelling approach, the Hyman Podcast was created to start conversations that need to be human. Week by week, I'll break down walls and barriers and make people wildly uncomfortable, all the while giving a voice to the voiceless and the marginalized. Consider this your personal invitation to be part of that conversation.
All right, let's jump to Browns silver linings. A little recap here. Browns 37, Bengals 34. Story for the Browns, obviously Baker Mayfield, 22 for 28, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, ended up going 21 for 22 after starting 0 for 5. Only that incompletion was for the spike. OBJ got injured in the first quarter. Really kind of altered things for the Browns. Harrison Bryant, rookie tight end, 2 touchdowns on the day, goes to number 3 in the year. And Higgins went in and to the way back machine to 2018. It was fun to watch on offense, very reminiscent of that Baker rookie year campaign. On defense, it was just the Myles Garrett and the Denzel Ward show. And that was pretty much it. They making plays left and right. It's so comforting to see your star blue chippers actually play like they should. And
it's a great point.
It was, Myles Garrett again. I think ended with 2 sacks and 1 strip sack again. 7 forced turnovers for Myles Garrett. That is just insane. Camryn, what are some silver linings we can take from this victory against the Bengals?
Silver lining, probably once again, that next man up mentality, but seeing it in the receiver core now. So you saw Odell Beckham Jr. go out, and that was unfortunate. And who knows how long he's going to be out. We'll find out more tomorrow. But the fact that Rashard Higgins, consistent as ever, kept that chemistry, was able to step up. Donovan Peoples-Jones was able to fill in and step up in a big, big way. I mean, you can't ask for anything more out of these guys than to show up at these moments. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do. And that's not like, you're not getting those reps. You're not getting that time. But for them to be able to make these game changing and then game winning plays, that's massive. So that's a silver lining right there, is that you got the talent that keeps showing up. No matter how far deep you go, the Browns have just this mentality of being better and being great. Just keeps showing up, and that's just so great to see.
Jeremy, what's your silver lining?
I talked about it a little bit in the 5 minutes, but I think that just Baker taking that next step, especially after a week where he heard a lot of garbage nationally and locally about, a lot of whispers, a lot of, is he really the guy? And just him taking that leap, I think, is going to end up being the silver lining. I'll also say a little bit of what you said, seeing the big stars make the plays, seeing Myles Garrett, seeing Denzel Ward, seeing Baker Mayfield, all your number 1 picks out there doing what number 1 picks are supposed to do. Because for so long, that was the reason we were bad for so long, is our number 1 picks never produced. And then we're moving on again. So I agree 100%. Seeing our number 1 picks make plays and be number 1 picks really is another silver lining.
I mean, they won us the game. Which is really, really cool to say. One of my silver linings is just a coach willing to adapt and do what is necessary to win. A coach trusting his quarterback. We had the ball 50-some seconds left, no timeouts on like the 20-some yard line, or maybe it's a 30, I don't know. And then you're like, hey, we're down 3. We need a field goal or touchdown to win. And Baker drove us down through dimes, and his receivers, Higgins, who he trusts, and Donovan Peoples-Jones making plays. That was really special. And I think Stefanski isn't going to get a lot of credit because Baker, which, as we should. But I think this was Stefanski's best game as a Brown, as the Browns head coach. And I don't know if it's because I think the most complete game was the Cowboy game. But I think that was lucky and careless because of the OBJ reverse. I don't think that I think if you do that play 10 times or 100 times, that might happen once.
And then plus now it looks like anybody who you hand the ball to against Dallas is going to run for positive yards.
Yeah.
So maybe that play doesn't work up against anybody but Dallas.
But, I think he was able to adapt after he realized the first couple of series wasn't working, get Baker into a rhythm. And I just think it was awesome. And I'm excited to see the team build on this. I'm excited to see them go against a fairly decent Raiders team who they beat the Chiefs. Then they had a bye. They're going to be as healthy as they can be. And then we have a bye. I think I don't want to, we get a couple more wins off again and I don't want to peak too early, but I think it's going to really build a lot of confidence in a team that says, hey, we can overcome adversity. So Stefanski, I think, just willing to adapt and do what is necessary to trust his quarterback. This is just so wild that we're 5-2, and here we are talking about a really good, competent coach, franchise quarterback, and for so long, let's be honest, Camryn. Did you think we were going to win that game today when when the Bengals went up 3 with like a minute left?
No.
Jeremy, I didn't either. I
I
did
thought
not either.
no.
I
was no way.
It's
Not
hard.
with a minute 9 and no timeouts.
That's why. And I knew that Baker Mayfield had the opportunity to do it, but less on Baker Mayfield and more on the circumstances. Like Jeremy said earlier, everything had to go right. There couldn't be big drops. It couldn't just be chipping away at yardage and moving the chains little by little. You had to be a gunslinger in that moment, and you had to make sure not only that your passes were accurate, but your receivers are catching. So it's not just on Baker. Everything had to work out, and every player had to step up in that moment. So that's just so much to ask. And so when you have all of that you need, it's so hard to think that can happen.
We were talking pre-show. We've seen games like this before, but not a lot, especially from a franchise quarterback. Josh McCown in Baltimore, the Gary Barnard circus catch, 400 some yards. The Hoyer Tennessee comeback maybe, but those weren't franchise quarterbacks. They weren't touted as the answer to. As a Cleveland fan, we have watched so many Super Bowls, so many comebacks from other teams who have it together. And you're like, oh man, this is going to happen. And it happens. Whether you watch a Tom Brady game or a Peyton Manning game or any of the other quarterbacks of the past 3 decades who you just knew there was going to come back, you just watch that in envy and in awe and say, oh my gosh, never in a million years did I think that. And I don't want to get emotional, but like I'm getting like emotional. Like I never thought that would happen with us, with a quarterback who is going to lead the team, and the moment wasn't too big for him. And you start looking at like checklists. I think franchise quarterbacks have to have like a checklist of, oh, I did this in the regular season. Check. Now we can look for bigger moments. This moment was not too big for Baker Mayfield. He was not scared, intimidated in the slightest. Like it was just like he owned it. And I just never thought I would see a quarterback under center for the Browns to like actually fulfill some shoes that like people expected him to do. And so Jeremy, I mean,
it really doesn't. And I was thinking we talked about it a little bit earlier, how it reminded of his rookie year. It reminded me of the Falcons game, right? That was the I'm feeling dangerous game. Remember, woke up feeling dangerous. Yeah. So after that, they went out and they blew out the Bengals. They lost to the Texans, but then they beat the Panthers, beat the Broncos, beat the Bengals again. They won 5 of 6. It kind of feels like that same kind of vibe. So we'll see how it goes from here. We have a similar schedule, winnable games. So we'll see where it leads, but it does feel like a springboard to me. But now, like I said, they have to go out next week and beat the Raiders to keep it going.
I couldn't believe we won. I didn't think we were going to win. And
no, me neither.
Incredible that we won. And it's just going to, the fans are going to be really just insufferable, I think.
Yeah. If we win next week and go 6-2 into the bye week, it's going to be insufferable. It's going to be crap talking. It's going to be loud. I can't wait. It's going to be the loudest 12,000 people you've ever seen in your life Sunday. You can book that.
Let's pass out some game balls. Jeremy, who do you got?
I'm going to give it to David and Njoku.
No, I am not going to allow you to give a game ball.
Listen, we already know. Listen, I already know you're going to give it to Baker. I already know we're going to. Look, this is a guy that's been much maligned. He's another guy that took a bunch of heat, right? And he goes out and he makes an incredible catch for a touchdown. Let me give David and Njoku a game ball, Chase.
There are 8 other players more deserving of a game ball than David.
Give him a game ball.
Trade me and Njoku.
All right, let's give Harrison Bryant a game ball as well. We'll give the tight end room. We'll give the tight end room a game ball for filling in with not knowing. And hold on, let me say this though. Harrison Bryant said after the game they took almost no reps. That was a last minute thing, right? The appendicitis popping up. So he said him and David looked at each other and said, "We got to step up and make plays." The tight end room has 3 touchdowns without getting very many first team reps coming in. So I'll give the tight end room a game ball for their 3 touchdowns.
All right, that's a little better. Cammy, what you got?
Oh man, well I was gonna give it to Harrison Bryant, but we already gave him a game ball. I don't want to double up. Don't want to go straight to it.
I'm sorry.
Gotta keep him. No, we're gonna keep him humble. We gotta keep him humble. No, so but I had a backup equally as important. My game ball now is gonna go to Donovan Peoples-Jones for that same kind of mentality. That's stepping up, big play down the stretch, getting that first down, making that big catch, and then the game-winning touchdown. When you don't have those kinds of reps and you can step up and you don't let the pressure get to you and you're able to do that in that moment as a rookie, he's going to be special. Like Harrison Bryant's going to be special. I really think that these players are going to develop into something. So game ball, Donovan Peoples-Jones, keep up the good work. I cannot wait to see him continue to thrive in Cleveland.
Let me add. Can I add some of that, Chase?
Yeah.
I'm watching that catch as we speak, and people are not making a big enough deal about that catch, I think. So he's going full speed. He reaches his arm out, doesn't push, twists his whole body around, and taps the foot with the heel going out of bounds. In real time, I didn't think he got his feet down. That was actually a much better catch than people are giving it credit for as I watch it again right now.
Man, Baker just abused that corner that whole series. I think he went at him every pass.
and that's the one who picked him off early, 23. So,
well, if no one gave Baker Mayfield a ball, I've got to give my dude Baker a game ball.
That's
man.
why we saved it for you.
There you go.
Well,
that's
really,
your guy, bro.
That really means a lot. I thought about giving it to Njoku's blonde dreads. But,
Beautiful hair.
Not quite enough. T. Mitch's hands didn't cut it. Baker Mayfield game ball had himself a game, went out and sure that he belonged in the league. Not that he didn't before, but just like, hey, like all these other quarterbacks that was drafted with me, around me, my name's in that conversation too. So Baker, good job by you. Tight end room, Donovan Peoples-Jones. We're going to keep tally and maybe end of the year, halfway mark, kind of say who's received the most, and we'll figure something out. This is a lot of fun. These are way more fun to record after a win, and looking forward to. I think next week's a good game. What, Jay?
I said, you mean it's not as fun as it was? This is more fun than the 0-16 year every week.
That was fun because it was new.
Yeah, it was kind of fun actually. We made it fun.
There were like only 3 Browns pods in existence in that year.
And then there was like 60 2 weeks later.
Yeah, well, next year. Hey, we just want to say thank you so much for downloading. We're going on season 3.5. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. This is a ton of fun. We love the team, and we hope you guys enjoy listening to our conversations. We had like this awesome conversation before we started the show, like a 20-minute awesome, just shooting the breeze, Browns fans talking about the team. So I enjoy talking to you guys about the team. You guys are way smarter than I am. And Camryn, Jeremy, thank you for your time and just your expertise on the Orange is Oranger.
Thanks for listen. I'm excited. This is my first season with you, and this is great.
Awesome.
This has been fun. So hopefully the Browns keep winning, so it feels this fun all the way through. But no matter what, I think we'll have a good time.
Yeah, Camryn, final thoughts.
The Browns are 5-2. Let that sink in. Enjoy your victory Monday, because I sure am. I've got my bottle of wine chilling in the fridge.
Got your post ready? Got your scheduled?
My scheduled post of my victory Monday.
Yeah. Jeremy, final thoughts and then take us home.
Oh, yeah. I got an ice cold Diet Coke calling for me right now, baby. I'm going to go in there and pour it over some ice and enjoy this victory. Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. Can't wait to get back to the stadium. It's going to be an absolute blast. Ditto to you guys. This has been so much fun. Love doing it. Love just talking sports with you guys. It's absolutely fantastic. Hopefully people like to listen. So thank you so much.
All right. We'll catch you guys near the end of the week for our Raiders game preview. And until then, catch us wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll catch you then.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Let's get it.
Painted brown and orange for the USA.